Having said that, I'd like to introduce our speaker today. And today we just got to know each other a little bit today, and it's been and so I've got a little information on her that you may not know about. First of all, Pat Jones, she graduated from Olympus High School in Holiday. She's graduated from the University of Utah in Mass Communications and Journalism. Just found out that she has a Cache Valley connection. Her husband actually taught here at the university, and she was also on staff and a student. Is that correct? A student here for a little bit of time. A student here, and she just told me that her one of her stepson, right, was attended Skyview High, which is where I'm teaching right now in the seminary there. She's the president and co-owner of Dan Jones and Associates, public opinion and marketing resource firm, which I had to continually spin their poll results to make it look good for me. And yeah, that's how it is. Okay. But she was elected to the Utah House of Representatives in 1999, the Utah State Senate in 2006, representing Holiday, Mill Creek, East Murray, North Cottonwood Heights. She's the first woman elected to serve as Senate Minority Leader in the state of Utah, and a leader of a party in the Senate from either party, first female to do that. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, that's worthy of an applause. Her hobbies include travel, art, numerous athletic activities, history, and most telling about her as a person, as I was looking through this biography on her, she loves to lose when playing games with her grandchildren. And any grandmother that is willing to do that is got a great heart. So I know that much about her. She's been married to Dr. Janet Jones since 1975. So please give a warm Cache Valley Democratic welcome to our keynote speaker, Pat Jones. Senator Pat Jones.
That's a hard act to follow. That's very good. You too, Nat. I think that's about the hardest speech I've ever had to follow. What a great pleasure it is to be with all of you here tonight. It's nice to be with normal people for change. I wanted to give a couple of acknowledgments. First of all, I wanted to say I have almost a bit of glasses. It's Alexis. How great it is to see how many people are here tonight. You know, Dan, bless his heart, he tore his rotator cuff and was going to come with me. He's in a lot of pain tonight. And he says, let me guess how many Democrats are going to be there. He said, I'm going to guess about 25 or 30. I go, it's going to be more than that. So really, I just really appreciate you all coming out. I wanted to just acknowledge a person in our audience here first. My husband's sister, Maureen, is the newest, or one of the newest here as a Cache Valley Democrat. Maureen, would you stand up for just a moment? Maureen and I and Dan's other sisters have talked about democratic principles for so many years, and I have to say, his sisters have been an inspiration to me on why it's great to be a Democrat, especially in Utah, to be a Democrat. So Maureen, I'm just happy. And then her daughter Barbara and her husband Russ. So fun to see them. So I do have some relatives here tonight. I'm here to talk about politics. You've heard about this. Poly meaning many, and ticks meaning blood-sucking parasites. And why you should be involved with many blood-sucking parasites, and why it's important to do that. Because really the decisions that are made locally and in our state affect you much greater than the people in Congress, although you hear a lot about the people in Congress and so forth. So tonight I would like to leave you with the following message. I would like you to take a renewed interest in your local government, in your state government, and become part of the solutions, right? I want you to be informed. I'd like you to be vocal. I'd like you to be proud of your political affiliation, and I'd like you to be civil. Sometimes that's hard to be all of those at the same time. Let me just start by giving you a little trip. My brother and his wife spent some time in West Africa not too long ago. They spent 4 years there. Part of their assignment was in Ghana and Sierra Leone and Nigeria and those little countries in the western part of Africa. And he told me this story not too long ago, that he and his wife were traveling from Ghana to Sierra Leone and started seeing dead bodies along the way. And there were enough of them that they started counting them on their way back. 13 dead bodies along the way. And I said to him, why do they allow that? What is the purpose? How could anybody let that happen? And he said to me, in West Africa, if someone gets sick and they're lying along the road and you help them, you are responsible for their health care. If they die, you help them, you are responsible for their burial. So once you touch that person becomes yours. Now, I thought a lot about that, and I like to think that we here in the United States are different than that, because there's an example of a country where, as a last resort, you don't have help from your government. I'm hoping that we're different than that. There is now in the state legislature and in many other areas of our government a continued battle of philosophy. Have you noticed that? No government in my life, no taxes, versus the needs of the people who are unable to help themselves. And there are such people. Now, do we have responsibilities to help ourselves and our families first? Absolutely we do. But there are people who cannot, for no fault of their own, help themselves. It's what we call starve the beast, and actually that is a term that I have heard a number of times in the legislature. Starve the beast. Get it small, go to bare bones, go to zero-based budgeting. So I'd like to ask you a question. What happens and who is supposed to pay when your house catches on fire? When someone breaks into your house? When you send your kids or grandkids to school? Who pays for the services for autistic children? When you seek a college education, and you know that tuition only covers about 1/4 of the actual costs in our colleges and universities. Who should pay that? Frail elderly who have no resources. What should we do about that? Kids whose mother is addicted to meth and the father's in prison. There's an acronym for that now, DIP moms. Dad in prison, mom on meth. Now, I'm not suggesting that we rely totally on government. Far from that. But we need to be responsible for ourselves and our families and help those who are unable to help themselves. The NCSL, which is National Convention of State Legislatures, invited all of the minority and majority leaders throughout the nation back east to Washington, the White House. And I was only Utah, and I paid my own way. Maybe that's why the other ones didn't go. But I was the only Utah that went. And there were only about 40 people there. And we listened for a few days about the stimulus. The OMB was there. They had Republicans there talking, and, congressmen and congresswomen. They had Democrats. It was very, very interesting. I learned a great deal about what's really going on there with the stimulus and the budget and that sort of thing. On Friday, they loaded us on a bus, and we went to the White House. And, it was a pretty small room, and we were kind of in classroom style. There was a podium, and they came in and straightened all the flags, made it just perfect, and, it said the White House on the podium, just kind of like you see on TV. And I'm like, whoa, pinching myself. It was just unbelievable. And all of a sudden, there was a hush, and pretty soon, President Obama comes in, and Vice President Biden walking in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. It looked, as they stood there, kind of like those cutouts, those cardboard cutouts. I'm like, I'm really not here. So, of course, everybody raises their hand. We all do. And he called on someone from North Carolina, Speaker of the House, and then he called on me.